lantern. Mike, turn off the video game. We're going to watch a slideshow.
No, Kate, I can't yet. I just started playing here.
Well, then in that case, you can just finish right now. I told you that you have to stop playing.
Look who's being bossy. If you keep bossing me around, I'll tell Mom.
No, I'm the one who's going to tell Mom that Mike is growing up to be a really naughty boy, and a spoiled one as well, just like a character in our slideshow. Switching on the magic lantern. Naughty Phaethon, based on a story of ancient Greece. Little Phaethon was the son of the Greek god of the sun, Helios. Needless to say, he was a spoiled boy, and he was very naughty.
So why does that mean I'm spoiled and naughty? I just like to play my video games.
Every morning, Helios would drive the sun across the sky on a fiery chariot, and Phaethon would ride behind him on a donkey.
How cool! I want to ride it too!
But Phaethon wasn't interested in riding a donkey. In fact, he wanted to drive across the sky in the fiery chariot, just like his father.
Of course! That's even more exciting than playing a video game!
Then, Phaethon started to beg Helios. Dad, let me ride in your chariot with you. Can I? Please?
So that is why he's spoiled? I mean, wouldn't you ask if you were him?
Phaethon kept asking, so Helios finally gave in.
Okay, you can ride with me, but do not touch anything.
See, his dad is very kind. I'm not so lucky with my relatives.
The next morning, they flew across the sky, together on the chariot. Phaethon was extremely happy. The chariot was ablaze, and the horses all sparkled like magical fireworks.
Whoa, so beautiful!
But Phaethon was not satisfied. He started to beg his father again. Dad, please, can I ride the chariot across the sky by myself?
Hey, I wonder, you think that chariot has a horn on it?
But Helios became very firm.
No way. You're too little to ride across the sky by yourself.
Here we go. Too little. All adults are exactly the same, even the ones from ancient Greece.
But Phaethon was a naughty boy. And one night, shortly after Helios fell asleep, Phaethon ran to the sky and jumped into the chariot.
He did the right thing. He can't wait till he grows up.
Phaethon pulled the reins. The horses neighed and rushed forward.
Woohoo!
People ran out into the street in surprise. What's going on? The sun is in the sky in the middle of the night.
Yeah, they're jealous.
The horses were also surprised, so they ran not across the sky as usual, but straight down towards the earth.
Now his friends will be surprised.
The earth burst into flames. The rivers began to boil, and the mountains slowly began to melt, just like butter.
Hurry up! Someone help them!
Help! Cried Phaethon. I'll never do it again! Good thing that Zeus, the main god among all Greek gods, heard his cry. Zeus instantly put out the fire and put everything on Earth in order as it was before.
I can just imagine his dad was very angry at him. Everyone back in ancient Greece probably heard him yelling that day too.
Since then, Phaethon became very obedient. You couldn't even tell that his father is a Greek god. So, are you going to listen to me now?
First, you should learn how to drive across the sky. And then we can talk.
Magic Lantern. Mike, enough video games. We're going to watch a slideshow.
But Kate, I just started.
I said you need to turn it off.
I didn't finish exploring the map yet. There's just one more blank spot left.
So you're an explorer, huh? Then here's a slideshow just for you. It's all about the blank spots on the map. Switching on the Magic Lantern. The Very Lost World. Based on a book by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Professor George Challenger often went on long journeys to tropical countries to study butterflies.
But there are no more blank spots left on the map. Our kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Yates, told us so.
While he was on one of those journeys, Professor Challenger stumbled onto a very lost world. One of the amazing things he spotted was an ancient pterodactyl high above the trees.
Pterodactyl? But I thought that they're all extinct.
Other scientists didn't believe Professor Challenger.
Challenger, you need glasses,
They shouted.
Pterodactyls are long gone from this world.
I told you so.
I believe the professor,
You're all wrong.
said Challenger.
I will prove that I am right. Who's coming with me to the very lost world?
I am, said Edward Chickens.
There's no such place as the lost world. That's all a lie.
Challenger and Chickens packed lots of supplies into huge backpacks and finally set off on their adventure.
There's only gonna be butterflies there.
They sailed down rivers, hiked across mountains, climbed into canyons, and finally they reached the very lost world. But there were no pterodactyls to be found.
I knew it.
They were so upset they lost their appetite and went to bed without dinner. Were the other scientists right? All the pterodactyls went extinct? Chickens was really worried.
Of course they went extinct. I want a new story. This one's boring.
But early in the morning, they heard a great flapping of wings and gritting of teeth.
Hooray! A pterodactyl!
Really?
Run before it eats you!
Yelled Challenger, and he ran away. Chickens ran after him.
It's not only very lost, but also a very dangerous world.
Too bad no one is going to believe us.
Yelled Chickens as he ran.
They will. Of course they will.
Answered Challenger, catching his breath.
They have to catch it.
Challenger took out a big butterfly net. He suddenly stopped, turned around, and held the net up. The pterodactyl flew right into the net.
Yay! Got you, you monster!
Challenger and Chickens put a muzzle on the pterodactyl so that it couldn't bite. Then they got on its back.
Fly home,
said Challenger, and the pterodactyl obeyed.
This adventure is pretty cool.
The pterodactyl brought Challenger and Chickens right to where the scientists were having a meeting.
Now we'll see if they believe us.
The scientists were very scared. One of them even fainted.
Do you believe me now?
Said Challenger.
Yes, we believe you. Now please, just get it out of here.
They begged.
That'll teach you.
Challenger and Chickens got off the pterodactyl and off it flew, heading home and grinding its teeth on the way.
I wonder where its home is. Where is that very lost world?
Professor Challenger went back to studying butterflies, and Edward Chickens decided that he was going to write a book. A book in which he described his interesting adventures in the very lost world. Mike, where are you going?
Where? I'm going to travel. Do you know how many blank spots there are on the map? What if someone else discovers them while I'm sitting here playing video games?
Magic lantern. Mike, turn off the video game. We have a new slideshow to watch.
I can't, no! I have to hurry up and solve a riddle right now before I run out of time.
I see. So you like riddles, huh?
Of course, and searching for things. It's more interesting than any of your slideshows.
Okay, then let's check it out. I have a slideshow here for those who really like riddles. And this one is called The Mysterious Island. Switching on the magic lantern. The Mysterious Island, based on a book by Jules Verne. 3 brave friends, Joe, John, and George, decided to go up in a hot air balloon. But suddenly, they were caught in a storm and were taken far out to sea.
Hot air balloon, big storm, lost at sea. I knew it would be boring.
The balloon started to deflate, and the 3 friends fell into the sea like peas from a pod.
So when do we get to the riddle part?
Suddenly, a huge fish with giant scales of steel grabbed a hold of them and took them to the shore of the mysterious island.
It's a sea monster. I played that game before.
The friends were very happy at first, but then they became sad. How are we going to live without a slingshot and a telescope? Joe worried.
They can use the help button.
The next morning, there was a slingshot and a telescope on the beach. It is a mysterious island, thought the friends.
I know, it's aliens. They have a secret lab hidden there, and I bet they are making super nano slingshots.
The friends climbed up an extinct volcano, but there was no one on the island. Who saved them then? And where did the slingshot come from?
A teleporter! There's like this powerful beam of light, and all sorts of useful things come out of it.
Soon, the friends saw a ship on the horizon. At last, they can finally return home.
I don't get it. Who's going to solve the riddles?
But they looked through the telescope and saw a black flag on the ship. They were pirates.
Not just pirates, but ghost pirates. That's why you couldn't see anyone on the island.
The pirates were coming closer and closer. The friends got their slingshot and prepared to fight.
No, you're gonna need a blaster with ecto rays.
And suddenly, a huge wave rose from the sea. The pirates got scared and sailed away. Someone helped us again, the friends said happily.
Boom! It's the ghost hunters shooting with a laser gun, which made the wave rise and they defeated everyone!
The next morning, a small cloud of smoke suddenly appeared and hovered over the island. The extinct volcano awoke. Soon it will erupt and everyone is about to drown.
That means a dragon was asleep in a cave under the earth, and when the hunters shot...
Let's just find out what happened, okay? At the last moment, the fish with steel scales emerged from the sea. It turned out to be a submarine. The hatch slowly opened, and out popped Captain Nemo.
It was a submarine, of course! I should have seen that coming.
Hurry into our boat, he exclaimed. The friends jumped into the hatch without thinking. And just in time, as the volcano exploded at that very moment.
Oh, now I get it. That riddle was way too easy, I told you.
So that's who is helping us, said John. Please, solve another mystery for us. Why do you live underwater? Asked George. Well, Mike, do you have an answer?
I don't need to. Captain Nemo is about to explain it. You just watch.
If you want to know what my secret is, ask the famous author Jules Verne, answered the captain. He wrote a whole book about me. It's called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
What? He didn't answer the riddle. But that's not fair.
Soon, the submarine came to the shore. Captain Nemo brought Joe, John, and George back home. And disappeared in the deep sea together with his secret.
Kate, where do we keep books in our house? There's a certain book I need in order to solve a riddle.
Magic lantern. Okay, Mike, that's enough. We're going to watch a slideshow.
You want me to stop now? I just sat down a second ago.
Oh, come on now. You know that lying is a really bad thing, right?
I'm not lying. I said I just sat down a second ago. Before that, I was standing.
Oh, Mike, sometimes you're so tricky. But be careful. Someone might be trickier than you. I'm switching on the magic lantern. Robin Hood, based on English ballads. Lives comfortably in a treehouse, deep in the heart of Sherwood Forest.
Hold on, one question. Can bandits be noble?
Robin Hood was a bandit because he stole money from the rich people. And he was noble because he gave the money to poor people.
See? He's sly, and they make slideshows about him. I want to do that too.
The poor people liked Robin Hood very much. And the rich people couldn't stand him. And especially the greedy and silly sheriff.
He is so nasty.
The sheriff decided to try and lure Robin Hood out of the forest.
I will organize an archery tournament to find the greatest archer. Robin Hood will certainly come and enter that,
he thought. You see, the sheriff is just as tricky as you are. Robin Hood was an incredible archer. Every time he aimed at a target, he always hit the bullseye. So as soon as he heard about the tournament, he started packing up for the journey.
I am more like Robin Hood. I like shooting at targets too.
It's a trap, Robin Hood's friends warned him.
The sheriff wants to outwit you.
Oh, really? We'll see who outwits who, answered Robin Hood. Archers from all over the kingdom showed up for the tournament. The sheriff was rubbing his hands with excitement.
Soon Robin Hood will be here, and I will catch him,
he thought happily.
And you can be the sheriff then.
It's a deal. Then that means I'll be able to catch you.
Don't even think about it.
The participants were trying over and over again, but no one could hit the bullseye.
Where is the best archer of the kingdom? Hasn't Robin Hood arrived?
Huh, so where is our brave hero? How come Robin Hood has not shown up? The sheriff was enraged.
Robin Hood found out that it was a trap. Good thing that at least the prize, a sack of gold, will be left with me, he thought.
Oh, a sack of gold! It's good to be sheriff. But then, a very old lady came forward, wrapped in a shawl.
Who is that old lady? Where's Robin Hood?
She took a bow and shot into the bullseye. She got it right in the middle. The old lady is the champion! Shouted out the people watching.
Now she'll get all the gold.
The sheriff had to give the gold to the old lady. Talk about a bad day. The sheriff was miserable. No Robin Hood, no sack of gold.
It serves him right. That's what he gets for being mean.
And the old lady took the sack, got on her donkey, and rode off, straight to Sherwood Forest.
And Robin Hood is going to steal that gold. He is a bandit.
Mike, Robin Hood is a noble bandit. And noble people don't steal things from old ladies, you know. On her way, she took off the shawl, and it turned out to be Robin Hood.
Yay! I knew it all along. How about that, Sheriff? You were outwitted, weren't you?
Robin Hood opened the sack and started passing out the gold to everyone who lived in the forest.
And I'd say outsmarted, too.
Mike, you can't tease people like that. And once the sheriff found out that Robin Hood fooled him, he kicked himself.
All right, Kate. Good story. Can I play a game now? Hey, where's my controller?
The controller? I was actually able to hide it from you while you were laughing at the sheriff. Outwitted, outsmarted.
You didn't outsmart me. You can keep it for as long as you like. I'm Robin Hood. I share with everyone in the forest.
Magic lantern. Okay, Mike, stop playing. We're going to watch a slideshow now.
Not a chance. This is so interesting right now.
The slideshow will be much more interesting.
That is impossible. This has a battle with mutant Martians with laser swords. Can you beat that?
Okay, turn off the game, and you will soon find out. Switching on the magic lantern. Knights of the Little Round Table, based on a book by Thomas Mallory. An old king had a newborn son. His name was Arthur. Everyone was very happy about it, especially the kind wizard, Merlin.
Oh, yeah, that's very interesting. I'll try not to fall asleep.
Except the evil and jealous witch Morgana was not happy about it.
A witch? Really? What is this? A story for babies?
The witch Morgana tried to kidnap baby Arthur. But Merlin found out about it and hid Arthur with a family of fishermen.
Oh, a family of fishermen. Now we'll see a battle with fishing rods. Whoopee!
Arthur grew up and became a good fisherman. But he had no idea who his real father was.
I'm so sleepy.
Mike, just pay attention. Soon, the old king died, and the knights of the kingdom were discussing who would be the one to take over the throne.
So they talked about it for 100 years and died of boredom all in one day.
The wizard Merlin gathered all of the knights together and showed them a stone with a majestic sword stuck in it. He said to the knights, "Whichever one of you is able to remove that sword from the stone will rule the kingdom."
You mean that's it? What's so hard about pulling out a sword?
One by one, they took turns and tried to pull the sword out of the stone, but no one could do it. The sword was magic.
Maybe it was a laser sword.
Then, the knights decided to hold a tournament, and the winner of the tournament would become king.
Hey, what about the sword? It's not fair.
All the inhabitants of the legendary kingdom came to the tournament. Arthur also came to sell fish there.
Kate, but Arthur is the one. He's the son of the king. He just doesn't know it yet.
The tournament lasted very long, and Arthur got bored and went for a walk. Suddenly, he saw a beautiful sword that was stuck in a stone.
Come on, get it!
Arthur grabbed the handle of the sword and took it out like a knife out of butter.
He really did it!
The knights stopped fighting and went to look at the marvel boy who pulled the sword from the stone.
Oh, it was all set up by Merlin.
And then Merlin emerged. "Everyone, meet your new king. This is Arthur."
I can just imagine how everyone's jaws dropped.
Everyone was very happy that they found their king. And Arthur was a bit lost. He only knew how to catch fish.
I could have taught him.
Merlin decided to give Arthur a little round table so that the best knights could gather around it and present the new king with lots of useful advice.
What kind of advice?
Arthur listened to their advice carefully, and and became a real king very soon. And before long, legends were being written about King Arthur and his Knights of the Little Round Table.
And then? They're legends, huh? Okay, I gotta admit, it's interesting.
Told ya. Magic Lantern. Mike, put down the controller. We're going to watch a slideshow right now.
Oh, really? Which one?
Don't worry, it's a good one.
Is it interesting? What's it about? Are there cool fights in it?
Oh my, so many questions. Do you know what happens to those who stick their noses everywhere? No? Well, now you will. Okay then, switching on the magic lantern. The Time Machine. Based on a book by H.G. Wells. Jerry Smith was always getting into things. He was a very nosy boy. His mom would always say, "Jerry, don't stick your nose where it shouldn't be."
Why? What was he doing?
I wonder what would happen if I don't listen to Mom, thought Jerry, and continued to poke his nose into everything.
What is that spring thing for?
When Jerry grew up, he became a professor. Very respected, but very nosy.
How does that machine work anyway?
I wonder what it would be like in 100 years, thought Jerry. And he invented a time machine. For a professor, it's easy peasy.
Why did he build it in the first place?
Jerry got into the time machine and traveled into the future.
One question.
Mike, is it possible for you to be quiet for 5 seconds?
What's it like in the future?
Finally, peace and quiet. There were a lot of skyscrapers in the future, and robots walked, and flying cars sailed above the streets.
Do they have battle robots?
Not again. Jerry thought, I wonder if I go further into the future, what else I will see. And flew on.
Yeah, what else?
The skyscrapers were gone. Instead, there were very big flowers and really deep wells.
What are the wells for?
I wonder what's inside those wells, thought Jerry, and he was about to stick his nose in it. But suddenly, he was surrounded by little funny people.
I don't get it. Why are all these people wearing such strange hats?
Just watch. Wells are not interesting, the little people said. Let's swing on the flowers instead.
What are those flowers called?
Jerry swung on the flowers and then went back to his time machine. But the time machine was gone!
Where did the time machine go?
There were strange footprints leading to one of the wells.
Whose footprints are those?
Very interesting, thought Jerry, and went into the well. And there was the time machine sitting at the bottom of the well. And sitting next to the time machine was a huge, creepy spider. He was the one who stole it.
Where did a spider come from?
I wonder, Jerry thought to himself. And suddenly, the huge, creepy spider attacked him. And it seemed like it wanted to eat him.
What does it usually eat?
Usually it eats little kids who like to ask too many questions. Jerry quickly jumped into his time machine and traveled back into the past. It's not as interesting there, but there are no wells with spiders.
So then what happens next?
Mike, I should send you into the future. Jerry came back home, and everyone would ask him, What's it like in the future? What's it like? It's interesting, Jerry would answer, and it was the truth. That's all. The end. Do you have any more questions?
Just one. When are we gonna watch another slideshow?
Magic Lantern. Mike, turn off the video game. We're going to watch a slideshow.
Come on, Kate. Why do we have to do it right now?
I've had enough of your monsters.
You're just scared, that's all. You should have said so. Kate is a crybaby. Kate is a crybaby.
Oh, really? So it's me who's afraid of the dark? Or hides from frogs sitting in trees? Okay then, I will find the perfect slideshow for you to watch, and then we'll finally see which one of us is scared. Just you wait, Mr. Smarty Pants. Switching on the Magic Lantern. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, based on a book by Washington Irving. A long time ago, in a town called Little Sleepy Hollow, there lived a man by the name of Crane, who was always afraid.
Yeah, okay, so what does all that have to do with me?
Once, Crane saw a frog in the swamp and got so scared that he didn't go out of his house for 3 days.
I'm not like him. Last year when I climbed up the tree, there was a toad up there. So see, I'm not afraid of frogs at all.
One day, Mr. Crane went to a club to dance, and there he met a beautiful girl named Katrina.
I'm not afraid of anything.
Mr. Crane liked Katrina a lot. I wish I could have a wife like her, thought Mr. Crane. Everyone would be jealous of me then.
I could watch 1,000 stories like this and not be afraid for a second.
But Crane was not the only one who liked Katrina. The musician named Barnes liked her too.
See? I'm not scared at all.
So Mr. Crane began bragging that he was the bravest man in all of Little Sleepy Hollow. He did it so that Katrina would like him. Hey Mike, is your last name Crane by any chance? So Mr. Crane told everybody that one day, while he was walking along a trail, he saw a horseman who didn't have a head, but he was not afraid. That's how much he lied.
What do you mean he didn't have a head?
You are so brave, Mr. Crane, said Katrina. Well, are you scared yet?
Me? Never.
But the musician Barnes did not believe Crane. I kind of don't believe you either, Mike. Soon, the dance was over, and Mr. Crane went back to his house.
Why are the trees so scary like that? I mean, black.
Suddenly, Mr. Crane saw a horseman. The horseman had his head not on his neck where it's supposed to be, but in his hand. And his eyes were glowing brightly as if they were burning.
That's enough, Kate. Turn it off. I'd rather have monsters than this creature.
The horse galloped straight at Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane turned and ran away in terror.
Turn it off, I'm telling you. I'm not gonna be able to sleep for a week.
Suddenly, the horseman rose on his saddle and threw his head right at Mr. Crane.
Okay, you're not a crybaby. You're not. I don't want to watch anymore.
Don't worry about it, Mike. The scariest part is over now, okay? Anyway, ever since that day, no one in Little Sleepy Hollow saw Mr. Crane again. Some people say he moved away to another city and was never heard bragging about his bravery again.
If I were him, I would have gone far away too.
The next day, on the same place where Crane met the horseman, they found a squashed pumpkin and an accordion owned by the musician Barnes. What it means and how it all got there in the first place, no one ever figured out.
Kate, tell me something. What was a squashed pumpkin doing there?
The accordion player Barnes married Katrina, and they lived happily in Little Sleepy Hollow. And every time he saw a pumpkin,
minute, you mean Barnes set the whole thing up? So there really is no man without a head riding a horse. I told you so. You said it was a scary story, but it wasn't.
Well, then maybe we can watch it one more time.
Actually, not right now. Maybe we'll do it another time.
Magic Lantern. Mike, quit playing. We're going to watch a slideshow.
Kate, I just made it to the next level. Underwater.
Would you like to see who actually lives in an underwater world?
Yes, of course I would. Who wouldn't wanna? What could be more interesting than that?
Okay, then. Let's watch a slideshow about the inhabitants of the underwater world. Switching on the magic lantern. Many Miles Under the Sea. Based on a book by Jules Verne. One day, Professor Aronnax came across a very interesting article while reading the newspaper. It said that there was a giant whale somewhere in the sea that attacked ships and swallowed them whole. Well, what do you think?
It's just a newspaper. They can tell lies in newspapers.
The professor invited his best friend, Whaler Ned. We will journey out there and catch that whale, decided the friends.
There might not even be a whale there.
They got on a ship, loaded a huge whaling cannon, and sailed off to the sea. Suddenly, they saw something big in the distance. It's a whale! The friends exclaimed. It wants to swallow our ship. Whaler Ned went to the cannon and took aim.
The whale from the newspaper! That's the one!
But before Ned fired the cannon, a strong blow shook their ship.
Oh, be careful!
The friends fell into the water and were drowning. The waves covered their heads.
No! Is that it? Is it the end?
Mike, don't interrupt, just watch. When the friends woke up, everything was dry and bright. We didn't drown, they figured. But where are we?
Yeah, where are they?
You are on my submarine. My name is Captain Nemo.
Phew, so this is a slideshow about a submarine. I thought there would be monsters.
Mike, just watch the rest. Let us go at once, said the friends. But you are not prisoners, replied Nemo. Your ship collided with my submarine by accident, and I was able to save you. Would either of you care for some tea?
He's kind, isn't he?
If you're so friendly, why do you need the cannon? Aren't cannons used for attacking ships?
Why do they need the cannon, Kate?
Just watch. Suddenly, a giant octopus attacked the submarine and started dragging it down all the way to the bottom of the sea.
That's some monster!
Friends got very scared. But Captain Nemo fired at the octopus, and the octopus swam away scared.
Good for you, Captain Nemo. I would sure want to have him on my team.
But would he want you? The friends were very happy that Nemo's ship was not swallowed. And Nemo made tea for them and showed them all the beautiful things the deep sea has to offer.
Wow, that's so amazing!
And he even told them where some long-lost treasures from sunken ships were.
That's awesome! He's great!
And then he took them right home. The friends said goodbye to Captain Nemo and were very happy to have met him.
Did they find any treasures?
Mike, friendship is the real treasure. Don't you get the message of the story?
And what about gold and diamonds? Aren't they real?
Professor Aronnax wrote an interesting book about all their adventures. And then he decided to measure how many miles they sailed under the sea, and found out that they had sailed a lot. So, book, So Many Miles Under the Sea.
Kate, do we have that book here?
Sure, of course we do.
Will you read it to me?
So, you really liked it?
Well, yeah, sure, but I was wondering if Captain Nemo gave them all the treasures, or maybe there's a couple left.
Magic Lantern. Mike, turn off the video game. We are going to watch a slideshow.
No, Kate, I really want to play. I do.
How long are you going to play? You've been playing all day long.
I'm still a little kid. Little kids aren't supposed to do anything else.
Well, let's watch a slideshow and learn exactly what little kids are supposed to do. Switching on the magic lantern. In Search of the Castaways, based on a book by Jules Verne. One day, Captain Grant boarded his ship and sailed off to discover new seas and oceans. His children, Robert and Mary, stayed at home to wait for his return. "You are still too little," the captain said to them.
See? They don't do anything. They just stay home. I can stay home like that too.
Robert went fishing to try and catch dinner, and Mary took care of the house.
What does that mean, took care of the house? Was something wrong with it?
One day, Robert was fishing on his raft, and all of a sudden, he caught a big fish.
I went fishing with Dad too.
Yeah, but you didn't catch anything. Inside the fish, he found a bottle with a note in it. It was from Captain Grant.
Well, he was lucky to find it.
Captain Grant said in his note that his ship had sunk and that he was on an uninhabited island. He even drew a map, but the seawater smudged its name, so they couldn't read it.
Well, it's a good thing the kids stayed at home. It's not as scary.
Let's sail to all uninhabited islands and save our father. You would have just sat down and played a video game. Robert and Mary got on their raft and sailed to the nearest uninhabited island.
They are really brave. I would have done that too, if I had a raft.
Suddenly, pirates surrounded them. "Give up! We're taking all the boys and girls as our prisoners." What do you think you'd do at that moment, Mike?
Me? I would...
But Robert didn't lose his head. He showed a hunting gun to the pirates. "Do you see what I have right here?" Were you expecting that, Mike?
I would have done that too, if I had a gun.
The pirates got scared and jumped into the sea. "The boy has a gun!" they yelled. "Save yourselves!"
Haha, it serves them right.
Robert and Mary got on board the pirate ship. "With a ship like this, we'll find our father real soon."
I would have found him too. You know, if I had a ship.
Suddenly, they heard a voice. It was coming from the hold. "There's someone down there," said the kids.
Wow, I guess not all the pirates ran away.
It was little Bimbo. The pirates took him prisoner and put him in the hold. You should brush your teeth without being told.
What's that have to do with it?
Nothing. Just saying. Robert and Mary told Bimbo about what happened to their father and showed him the map. "It's the Lonely Palm Island. I know it!" exclaimed Bimbo. "Let's sail to Captain Grant."
Wow. See, Kate? He's so little and he can read maps.
And he knows the islands. Soon, the friends spotted the Lonely Palm Island, and Captain Grant himself greeted them on the shore. Everyone was very happy. Enough, Mike.
What's wrong? I'm just saying I would be happy too.
Then everyone got on the ship and they sailed to discover new seas and oceans. And the captain never again said to his children, "You're too little."
Yeah, and I'm not little either.
Oh, Mike, 5 minutes ago, you were little. Amazing how fast you grew up. How'd you do that so quickly?
Actually, I sailed away to an uninhabited island so I could find Captain Grant. Well, in a way.
Magic Lantern. Okay, Mike, turn off the video game. Now we're going to watch a slideshow.
No, I will not turn it off.
Mike, a boy should always respect a girl's request.
Oh, really? Says who? Why should I even care about that? I'm not quitting, you know. The knights need me right now.
Oh, Mike, you're still so far from becoming a knight. Now get ready, and I'll show you the proper way that you should treat girls with respect. Okay, switching on the magic lantern. The True Knight Ivanhoe, based on a book by Sir Walter Scott. Ever since his childhood, little Ivanhoe used to give away his seat to girls and help old ladies cross the street whenever they needed it. He is a true knight, they said about Ivanhoe.
No way! A true knight is one who has shiny armor and a sword.
Anyway, the knight Ivanhoe liked the beautiful Rowena, who lived in the neighborhood and often walked by.
Come on, everyone knows that knights are never interested in girls.
And the sneaky Brian lived close to the both of them. He was greedy and wicked. And he also liked Rowena a lot.
It's only Rowena, and what's so special about her anyway?
When Ivanhoe grew up, he became a true knight. He immediately left to go on his heroic quests. This is the tradition for true knights.
Yeah, I've heard that before. All knights go on quests. It's what a knight does.
Ivanhoe went on numerous quests and was gone from home for a long time. Meanwhile, Rowena was alone in the castle and was sad.
So what? Why should he worry about her? His quests will keep him busy.
The sneaky Brian was happy. Rowena would soon forget about Ivanhoe.
Ivanhoe will be the one to forget about Rowena. What does he need her for?
One day, Brian came galloping to Rowena's house and said, "Rowena, marry me!"
No way, forget it.
"The one who I marry must be a true knight," said Rowena.
She means Ivanhoe, but he's too busy to get married. Oh well.
"That's great," said the sneaky Brian. "I will organize a tournament for true knights and will defeat all the rivals."
Yes, let there be a tournament.
Brian quickly defeated all the rivals and was already celebrating his victory when another knight suddenly arrived. He was wearing a cloak of crimson and white and an iron helmet.
Wow, who is that?
The rivals rushed at each other. A blow, then another, and the defeated Brian fell to the ground.
Yeah, serves you right.
The winner took off his helmet. "Ivanhoe!" Everybody shouted joyfully.
Ivanhoe, why did he come back?
But the sneaky Brian suddenly woke up, captured Rowena, and dragged her to his castle. "If there's even a little knighthood in you, come out and fight me!" Ivanhoe shouted to Brian.
Hold on, did he get mad because of Rowena?
Brian was ashamed for his behavior, and he came out to fight Ivanhoe.
You'd have to be a strange knight to fight for a girl.
And Ivanhoe defeated Brian once again. No, Mike, he is not a strange knight. He is a true knight. Some knights would not even turn off a video game for a girl, let alone fight for one. Ivanhoe married the beautiful Rowena. And again, he embarked on his way to go on heroic quests. As you know, this is the tradition. True knights.
Okay. I granted your wish. We watched your slideshow, and now it's time to go on my quest. I'm turning the video game back on.
Magic Lantern. Mike, stop playing. Let's watch a slideshow.
Not now, Kate. I finally just made it to a new level. And they actually have real miracles on this one.
Oh, so you like miracles, Mike?
Sure I do. The more miracles there are, the better.
Oh, well, that's great. So we'll be watching a slideshow about miracles. About the ones you'll never see in your video games. Okay? Switching on the Magic Lantern. Alice in Wonderland. Based on a book by Lewis Carroll. One day, Alice was sitting by the river and was feeling bored.
Sitting and feeling bored? Ha! You call that a miracle?
Mike, don't get smart with me, okay? Suddenly, a white rabbit ran by her. Oops, I'm late, said the rabbit as he looked at his watch and slid into his hole.
A rabbit with a watch?
A rabbit with a watch? Wondered Alice as she rushed after him.
Is she going to crawl into that hole?
The hole turned out to be very deep. This way you can fly all the way through the earth, Alice thought, but then her feet touched the ground.
And where did she end up?
Alice found herself in a room with a small door. There were 2 pies on a table nearby. Alice picked up one of the pies and took a bite.
Kate, why did she eat the pie? Was she hungry?
Suddenly, her hands and feet grew very big. The pies were magic. Then Alice picked up the other pie and took another bite.
Real magic pies? How cool!
Well, it's a miracle, huh?
Yeah.
Now, Alice became so small that she could easily enter the garden with the giant flowers. What a wonderful country!
And what country is it? What is it called?
This wonderful country is called Wonderland. And again, the white rabbit was running and ran past Alice. I'm late, repeated the rabbit. What is he late for?
Yeah, Kate. What is he late for?
Visiting the Queen, said the cat in a tree. I am the Cheshire Cat, he introduced himself, and I can smile.
Kate, look, I can smile too.
And I can also disappear, said the cat as he disappeared, leaving only his smile behind. More and more wonderful, thought Alice.
Too bad our cat can't do that. Angus, let's see you disappear.
Then Alice saw the guards, who were painting the white roses with red paint. If the Queen finds out that we planted white roses instead of red ones, we will go to prison.
Don't be ridiculous. You don't go to prison for that.
Of course you don't. They make people happy. Remember, Dad gave white roses to Mom and she was happy.
Then the king, the queen, guards with halberds, and the white rabbit arrived at the garden.
Kate, what is a halberd?
It's a kind of axe. Now keep watching.
White roses?
Shouted the queen.
Who allowed this? You will go to prison.
It's her, said the white rabbit, pointing at Alice.
But Kate, it wasn't her.
No, it wasn't me, said Alice, waving her hands. But the guards surrounded her.
It wasn't her.
Alice started waving her hands faster. The wind made the guards fly and spin in the air. Your paper drawings, Alice guessed.
Wait a second, they're not real?
Then Alice realized that she was sitting under a tree and waving away the falling leaves. So this was just a dream. She was pleased. Then the White Rabbit ran by her once again.
So this was a dream?
A dream, Mike? Then where did the rabbit come from? Did she fall asleep all over again?
So this wasn't a dream? This is pretty confusing if you ask me.
Then maybe we'll watch it again tomorrow. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Magic Lantern. Okay, Mike, put away the video game. Now we're going to watch a slideshow.
I can't. This game is way too interesting.
And what's so interesting about it anyway?
Aliens from Mars are coming down in their flying saucer now.
So, you're interested in seeing what aliens that come from Mars would look like? I have a slideshow here that is perfect for those who are looking forward to seeing Martians. Are you ready to begin? Switching on the Magic Lantern. The War of the Worlds, based on a book by H.G. Wells. Mr. Herbert liked to look through the telescope a lot. He wanted to see if he could find any aliens living on distant planets.
Dad said he's gonna give me a telescope on my birthday.
Every day, he would transmit a message into space. Beep, 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 which meant, "Dear aliens, please come here and join me for a cup of tea with milk and biscuits."
What if the tea didn't have milk? I don't like milk.
One day, Herbert noticed some flashes on the surface of Mars. The Martians probably got the invitation I sent them, he thought.
All right, way to go, Kate. You finally found a good slideshow. Okay, let's see some more.
Herbert put the kettle on the stove and hurried out. Soon, he saw a meteorite falling from the sky.
It's not a meteorite, it's their flying saucer.
A door opened inside the meteorite. It's a spacecraft, guessed Herbert.
I told you, didn't I? Okay, you Martians, it's time to show yourselves.
Tentacles appeared to come out from inside the spacecraft. And soon, a Martian came wandering out.
Is that a Martian? What about the little green men?
Welcome! The tea is already on the stove, Herbert was going to say, but the Martian looked at Herbert, took a sniff, and licked his lips like a predator.
Actually, I don't think I like him.
But he definitely likes you, how you taste. The Martian seemed to be preparing to eat Herbert. He got ready to jump and opened his mouth, showing his teeth.
He got confused, that's all. He was invited to have some tea, not to eat a whole dinner.
I think I'll have to hold off on the tea for now,
thought Herbert, and then started running. The Martian ran after him.
So we all really want to meet these aliens, and then they decide to come down here and eat us.
Herbert ran into the kitchen and looked for a weapon. There was no weapon, only a box of biscuits.
You'd better watch out. Hit him with a frying pan or something.
The scary head of the Martian showed up in the window. Herbert grabbed the box of biscuits and threw it directly into the monster's mouth.
I hope they make him sick to his stomach.
The Martian got angry. Then he was surprised, and he cheered right up. The biscuits turned out to be very delicious, even more delicious than Mr. Herbert.
Phew, safe.
Mr. Herbert was also happy that everything turned out to be so good that he offered the Martian a cup of tea with milk.
He shouldn't offer him such a disgusting drink, or he'll make the Martian angry.
While having the third cup, the Martian and Herbert became friends.
Sure they did. One friend wants to eat up the other one. Like that would happen.
Herbert asked the Martian to go back home and gave him 3 boxes of biscuits for his journey. The Martian happily agreed.
I would have given him more than that. Even the telescope that Dad said he's going to give me on my birthday.
Then how are you planning on looking for aliens without using a telescope?
No more aliens for me.
From that point onward, Mr. Herbert never sent any signals to space. You never know who would actually show up. Instead, he wrote books about Martians, and he did that very well.
I'm gonna write a book too. Except in my book, Martians will definitely be very friendly little green men who don't want to eat people.